So what started out as a very ordinary Saturday turned into a total spur of the moment adventure to London to a fashion show. And this was literally an intuitive pull that I had to get there. And it was a mad rush because it's kind of been niggling away in my mind. I kept ignoring it and kept ignoring it, and then I couldn't ignore it any longer. So I dug deep for this energy, and I quickly get dressed. I get in the car, and I'm driving to London. Anyway, I took the camera, and I thought, right, I'll just go there, not knowing what to expect, no idea who's going to be there, what it's all about, even. Just it's a London fashion show. But on the way there, I was really feeling like, I had this ticket to be in the audience of this show, but I knew I didn't belong in the audience. I didn't want to be in the audience. I wanted, deep down, I wanted to be modeling. I wanted to be walking down the runway, right? So I'm driving there with my camera, just thinking, just go, turn up with the camera and just see what happens. The show was starting at 7 o'clock, and I pulled up to this parking space, which was just magically there, just around the corner from this fashion show in London. Like, this doesn't happen, does it? And I turned up at this parking space at 6:29, and at 6:30, the parking, you don't have to worry about permits or anything. It was literally meant to be, right? So I park the car, walk to the fashion show, and I walk in with my camera on my back. So I just introduced myself to whoever I came across, and I said, "Do you guys need any more models?" And I got sent into the room where the models were getting changed. I was just thinking to myself, right, this is my chance now. This is my chance. Just walk in there confidently and introduce yourself and just roll with it. So I did, right? So I walk in this room full of models, and honestly, before I know it, they're trying to squeeze me into these trousers. I think they were like size 6, leather, really tight trousers, stripy ones. And it took about 10, probably 10 minutes to squeeze me into these trousers. They were that tight. And it took 2 people, by the way, to like squeeze them on. And one of the gentlemen that was trying to get me into these trousers, um, he was saying, "Oh, it's motorsports, by the way. That's the theme. That's what we're modeling clothes for, motorsports, right?" So I just said, "Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's right up my alley, because I've got a motorbike." And he said, "Really? What have you got?" And I said, "Oh, I've got an MV Agusta F4." Well, that was it. He said, "I worship you. I worship you." And so as soon as I said I had a motorbike, the ice was broken. We were talking about bikes. I just felt like I fitted in so well. Even just having my makeup done by a makeup artist is just amazing. It's such a cool experience. I only found out today, right, that the guy pulling my trousers on is a fashion designer based in New York. I go on his website, and he's got billboards in Times Square with all his designs going around. I had no idea like who was going to be there, what the deal was, and everyone was so friendly, so welcoming, so down to earth, just welcomed me in, gave me this opportunity to walk down the runway, which, by the way, was incredible. I was absolutely buzzing. It was the most amazing experience ever, just walking into those bright lights at the end of the runway and then striking a little pose at the end. And I thought that I would be walking behind another model so that I'd be able to copy what they do, because, I'm not experienced at this. But it wasn't the case. We had to wait behind this board, so we couldn't see what the other models were doing. So it was I just had to go with it. This is not a coincidence that this happened. Since I watched The Secret a few years ago now, my entire life has completely changed. And honestly, I don't get to plateau for very long before I'm forced to level up again. I don't even know where my comfort zone is. It's so far away, I can't even see it anymore. And honestly, the things that happen, I look back at the person I used to be, and I barely recognize myself. This is not me making crazy, ungrounded decisions and just being loopy. This is following my intuition. And sometimes I really do have to dig deep for the energy to go and do the things that I do. But when you've got that intuitive pull, you know you've got to be somewhere. You don't know why, you don't know what to expect, you don't know what is waiting at the other side. And to be honest, if I'd have known, if that was on the calendar, I would have been so nervous. But because it was spur of the moment, I had no idea. So I was blissfully ignorant. So there's no time to conjure up all these nerve-wracking ideas in my mind, And I think there's so many messages for everybody here. There was a model there that had just come and done the New York Fashion Week, I think it was, and she wanted some photos of herself in this particular outfit, and she wanted me to do it on her mobile phone. And of course, I had to get my camera out, didn't I? So I'd taken my D3 and my D800, but I just got the D3 out. So I did some shots of her and another gentleman who is a London fashion designer, and I had great fun shooting into the light down the runway. Honestly, I think I really put my D3 to the test because it was really, really low light, and I was shooting straight into this bright light, so the subject was backlit. But I can't help it. I love the atmosphere of backlit subjects. It's just magical, isn't it? I didn't have a lot of time to shoot them, so I think I feel a little bit disappointed in a way with the photos because they're not as pin sharp as I would like. And I think my D3 might have a focusing issue again. It's something I need to look into. I think also after that experience, I know that I would like some pin sharp lenses. So now that these opportunities are dropping in for me, I really want to make the absolute most of them and have the kit that I've got real confidence in. And having the D800 there alongside the D3 is great, but I think with like a new set of lenses that I can put on both cameras, that would give me a little bit more confidence in my kit, really. I've had a few drop-offs on my channel, and apparently I think it's because the hype of the Z9 is like over. I'm not even warmed up yet. I haven't even got started, so don't unsubscribe because who knows what is coming next. Do you work with the law of attraction? Have you had crazy things happening? Have you been guided to strange places and you don't really know why you're there, but then something happens or you meet somebody? Would you like to know how to get closer to that inner guidance system, your intuition? Would you like to work with a coach to help you to home in on that intuition? We've all got it. We've all got this inner calling, and I feel like when we're not in tune with it, we can waste years going round and round in circles, not being in the right place at the right time. I just feel like my story really is living proof of how this works and how you can make it work for you. So since I watched The Secret, I've sold my house, I've written my first book, I've started YouTubing, I've trained as a life coach, and now I'm walking down a runway in London Fashion Week as a model. This is crazy. Check out my website, bluediamondelevation.com. Don't go away because things are hotting up. I have no idea what's going to happen next. And that's the magic of it. The last time I had an intuitive pull like this, I ended up driving to a Russell Brand show, decided to put one of my poems in my pocket and went to his show. It was in a big field and he was sat, obviously there was loads and loads and loads of people there and I'm right on the outside. And he says, does anybody want to ask any questions? And honestly, I've never jumped up so quick in all my life. I just stuck my hand in the air, leapt up and ran through the crowd to the middle where I could see somebody with a microphone. And I said to him, I emailed you this poem, but you didn't respond. Can I read it to you? And I stood there in front of thousands of people reading Russell Brand, my poem. Do you know what? He asked my name. He was really polite. He said, "Good work. Love the poem." Just what magic could be waiting around the corner for you? Give me a call. Let's find out together. Bye.